Hello guys and girls, it is I, Aaron Halo 18, here today, and I'm going to make a YouTube video called Gaming for All. It was from an article, a Game Informer article that my dad ripped 2 pages out for me to read, from Matthew Peters. He brought the Game Informer magazine on the day of my testimony to read, but couldn't read it, so my dad ripped the page out to save for me, so I took a picture of it here. Today, I guess. I read the whole article. It was about the industry supporting disabled people all for gaming and stuff. Yeah, it's by Javy Gwaltney. Our title of the article is Gaming for All. How the industry is striving to accommodate disabled gamers. It says right here, I like proving people wrong, says Michael Benjamin, one of the best Street Fighter players in the world, unable to help flashing a cocky grin. I can't blame him. Benjamin, aka Broggly Legs, has more than earned it, taking an aim for himself and rising to the top as the #1 ranked Chun-Li player in Ultra Street Fighter 4. If that wasn't impressive enough, Spencer achieved that ranking by only playing the game with his mouth. Born with anthroposis, a condition that prevents muscle growth. Benjamin Begum has spent most of his gaming time learning how to play with controllers not built for people with physical disabilities. My first game was Super Mario Bros. 3 for the NES. He recalls, I put my wrist on the D-pad and I could move my hand to use the directional D-pads, directional pads, and I could put my chin on the buttons as long as the television was on the floor. As long as the television was on the floor, I could see the screen and play. Benjamin's not alone in his struggles with having to rig controllers or device strategies to play video games. A recent study revealed that 1 in 5 Americans are physically disabled. How is the gaming industry accommodating this portion of the population? We chatted with players, developers, and advocates about progress and accessibility in video games to learn more. Understanding the obstacles. When I put out a public query, there were readers asking them about their disabilities and how it affects their gaming lifestyles. My inbox received more than 300 emails. Many detailed how conditions like blindness, cerebral palsy, missing limbs, and deafness get in the way of enjoying games. It soon became clear that a number of disabilities capable of impeding someone's enjoyment possess a daunting problem for those who want to make video games more accessible. Luckily, people are willing to take on that challenge. The Able Gamers charity began life in 2003 as a blog for EverQuest. The organization has changed a few times over the years, going from an info dump for the disabled to its recent current form as a charity and non-profit consultant organization for developers. We bridge the gap between the desire to play video games and the abilities that people have, says CEO Stephen, as in Steven, Sopan, Spohn, born with spinal muscular atrophy. Stephen wears a modified head array that allows him to throw his head around to control actions in games. Every single week we get inquiries from developers asking us how to make their games more accessible. He explains. All of these companies, Paradox, Harmonix, EA, Activision, they come to us and ask us to help. The willingness for developers to work on accessibility is what Sophie considers to be the biggest improvement in accommodation in games. Over the past decade, he recalls how able gamers took a camera crew to GDC in 2009 that asked more than 200 developers if they thought about disabled people. When making games, only 3 of them said yes. One person even laughed and walked away. It's been a great improvement in attitude since then. He says, Able Gamers isn't the only consulting group either. Former Game Informer intern Joshua Sturb, Straub, runs Dagger System, a website that rates games by accessibility and also consults with developers. Kathy Weiss, a popular game critic and accessibility advocate who writes under the recitum Indie Gamer Chick, has epilepsy, and is also appreciative of how far the industry has progressed. 5 years ago, it was uncommon to see developers, indie or otherwise, including accessibility features. Since then, I've spoken with hundreds of developers, including directors at major third-party studios, about accommodating players like me. Vice believes that it's her responsibility to manage her epilepsy and not place that burden on developers. However, she also thinks that accessibility features are becoming more natural these days. Most developers have accessibility in mind from the drawing board stages of creation. Accessibility options feel like they were meant to be. They are not grafted on years after the fact. And they show pictures of the disabled people in this article as well. The second page has 3 pictures of disabled. It shows 1 girl with disabilities and 2 fat ones with disabilities. And I'll continue reading here. And the picture has little descriptions. The first picture says, Stephen softened heads up. Able Gamers, a charity and non-profit consultation company that helps to make games more accessible for the disabled. The second picture says a younger gamer used a modified controller crafted by Able Gamers at a disability awareness event. The third picture says disability advocate Joshua Sturb meeting with president of Sony Worldwide Studios. I don't know starter is Yoshida. Global Accessibility Awareness Day. And I'll continue reading the article, the rest of the article. The road ahead. While a lot of progress has been made on the front of accessibility, there's still room for improvement. Karen Stevens, who's been working as EA's accessibility advocate since 2013, is one of the people working at a major publisher seeking out how to improve accommodations for disabled gamers. Stevens has played a critical role in getting accessibility features in Madden NFL 17, which include brightness options and colorblind support other EA's titles that include notability accessibility features are Battlefield, SimCity. Both have colorblind settings, and FIFA, which lets players customize their controls. EA allows people to send accessibility related feedback to a public email address. What I'm using the feedback for is to see what would make sense to happen next. Stevens explains that doesn't necessarily mean any feedback I hear will happen next. It just means that feedback is already on our radar, and that's a step in the right direction. Other developers have taken up the mantle of accessibility advocacy recently as well. The number of accessibility options in Uncharted 4, which let players choose their targeting preference and let them hold down a button during QuickTime events instead of rapidly pressing it, or herald for how considerate they were. At the behest of fans, request NetherRealm Studios patched in an accessibility mode for Injustice Gods Among Us that filled the game with audio cues to help visually impaired players during battles. Benjamin notes that Street Fighter letting him remap his controller is what lets him play to the level where he can compete in tournaments. In spite of all the progress made, new technology integrated into gaming brings new problems. Virtual reality is an experience that's closed off to a large number of disabled gamers. VR for people with disabilities is amazing, except when it sucks. Sophie says, if you're somebody who has one hand or limited vision, you're not going to be able to participate in a lot of what VR has to offer. He also has concerns about the Nintendo Switch, which doesn't allow third-party modifications yet, keeping people with disabilities from playing the console. We get so many people asking us, how can I play Switch if I need assistive technology? And every time I tell them no. Still, as noted by disabled gamers, critics, and developers, it's hard to deny the genuine improvements the industry has made over the past decade. From colorblind options in menus to controller modifications, and studios explicitly seeking out how to make games more accessible. Disability advocates seem prepared for the long haul and ready to strive for a world where everyone everywhere can play video games. That was their article from Game Informer and stuff. Sorry if you probably couldn't understand some of the words I said. I had a little trouble speaking today. My breath is a little weak today, I guess. It's a little hot here lately. So I do my best that I can, and I hope you enjoyed my video. And I do wish they would accommodate my disability with with video games as well. I have Duchenne muscular dystrophy. They didn't say anything about Duchenne muscular dystrophy. But God bless Matthew Peters for showing me this article. I really appreciate him for doing that. He's a good friend, and that's a good thing. I'm really appreciative of that, and I really did enjoy reading the article. I read it once before I did the video, and then I read it a second time for the video. And yeah. And I really, and the title of the video will be called Gaming for All, I guess. That'll be the title of my video. I guess it was a really good article. It's a 10 out of 10 article for me. I guess I really liked it, really enjoyed it. It was very informative. That's why they call it Game Informer. It's information on everything in the gaming industry. The Game Informer is a magazine for the gaming industry. Actually, yes. And I'm not able to read them anymore. I used to be able to read them online. So my password username got all messed up and stuff. So I couldn't figure it out ever. I don't know. But I really did enjoy reading it. And yeah, it's a pretty good... hopefully they'll make more accessibilities for games for people with disabilities, for every disability. I think I have a friend named Brandon who figured out how to do PC gaming by using his voice. He's a really good computer guy. He figured out how to use his Dragon Speech Pro to play video games on his computer, and he's a pretty smart computer whiz. Yeah. I'm not good about codes or computer stuff or anything like that, but I just like to make YouTube videos for people to listen and hear. And sorry if I don't have music or music in the background of my videos or intros or any of the other stuff. I just wanted to share this article with the world of YouTube and everybody who will watch the video. Hopefully I'll be uploading it to YouTube today, and yeah, I'm a pretty smart guy. Sorry if I haven't done a video in a while. Sorry that I didn't do my vlog recently. I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. I'm not really consistent on doing it daily. I guess I just wanted to do a quick video here about this article and stuff for you to hear and listen to, and I just wanted to read the article, and as always, please rate, comment, like, favorite, subscribe, views, thoughts, and opinions, and I hope you liked it and enjoyed it for your viewing pleasure, guys and girls, and I hope you enjoyed it and liked it for your viewing pleasure as well, and also stay tuned for more, as always. And my favorite quotes from Gross Robo: please drink some hot chocolate, and I'll see you all later. And this is Aaron Halo 18 signing off, and God bless you, and goodbye.